kind of getting a late start here. It's been a crazy day. Got up very early to catch the bus to the gym. I skipped the pool so I can focus on trying to get, I need to sweat. Get on those machines and do some crunching and some lifting and pushing and all that stuff. I just wasn't getting that great of a workout in the pool. It was more like calisthenics, which is great. Okay, it's fine, but and I will miss the community experience. But I really need to buckle down and get serious about trying to get myself back into shape. So I'm going to be changing the call sign of this channel to Future Convo. The reason I'm doing that, I want to not just take the focus off of my own struggle. I want to be more hopeful about the future. I see so many amazing breakthroughs almost daily now, and I want to be able to discuss that. I want to expose the future and get people excited and talk about tomorrow. And so Future Convo from now on, okay? I was waiting at an appointment with my friend down in Rockford. I'm just like looking at stuff that I see on Twitter, Facebook, texting myself really. So these are just some notes that I wrote down to myself. I'm gonna just go over them really quickly. First of all, we all know about Huntington's disease. It doesn't seem like we have a total cure yet. See, I mean, we really don't even know, do we? Because this treatment literally just came out. We've seen a 75% reduction. It goes directly into the brain as an injection and it treats the site. It's a lot, kind of like CRISPR. Something like 200,000 Americans are at risk. 200,000 Americans alone. So this will buy time and move us all in the right direction. This treatment was developed by Uniqure, Uniqure. The therapy is called AMT 130. Targets the Huntington gene that produces toxic proteins. It's so incredible the things that go on inside of us and we don't even have an idea that's what's going on. What did I do? Okay. Speaking of CRISPR, there's a new cancer treatment called GlyTR, GlyTR. And so we always hear about people trying to starve the cancer. How you're not supposed to eat sugar if you have cancer. But it uses sugar as a bait for the cancer cells. So cancer cells have abnormal sugar patterns called glycans on their surface, and this treatment acts like a molecular fingerprint and then recruits the body's own T cells to destroy only the cancer cells. Puts a scarlet letter right on the cancer cell. Then the T cells can recognize that this is a bad, it needs to be destroyed. It's effective against breast, colon, lung, ovarian, pancreatic, and prostate cancers. So this is exciting. It could really... There are so many new treatments. If you know of one, put one in the comments below. It's like creating a targeted immune response exactly where it's needed. The concept represents a major advance in precision immunotherapy using the body's own immune system to train the body to attack these cancer cells. This BPIFB4 protein. If you know anything about longevity research, this is my favorite topic. BPIFB4 stands for BPI fold containing family B member 4. I'm not sure if this is like a Yamanaka thing. It sounds like it might be. And it's what researchers are calling a longevity associated gene. So longevity is no longer fringe. It's now a thing. Some people are born with variants of this gene, and it seems to promote exceptional longevity. And we're talking about people who live well into their hundreds naturally. And it appears to protect cells from aging at the most fundamental level. And research suggests maintain telomeres. We all know what that means because we've been hearing about it for several years now. Those protective caps on our chromosomes that shorten as we age. It's kind of like the tassels on your shoelaces. It also seems to repair mechanisms and reduce inflammatory responses that also contribute to aging. So one theme that I keep seeing on Twitter is that science has begun to accept that aging is in itself a disease. And it makes sense, right? But with this acceptance comes a cure. If it's a disease, it needs to be treated and cured. You know, I remember even back in the 90s we were talking about resveratrol and using that in similar compounds. We can therapeutically boost this compound's activity. Early studies in animal models show promising results for improving cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and overall lifespan. So together with what we discussed yesterday. And that's kind of like my impression of what the Yamanaka protocol is beginning to layer these treatments so that together we reach this thing, what they're calling longevity escape velocity, or LEV, where, okay, we can't live forever yet, but let's just keep layering these treatments, kind of start to break away, not as a breakaway civilization, but break away from entropy, breaking away from death. This is still an experimental research, like everything else. We're not at the point of anti-aging pills, but the research is progressing very rapidly. Companies are already developing potential therapies that could enhance this function. So instead of just treating age-related diseases, if you stop the aging itself, the diseases also go away. Does that make sense? So people who don't want to live to be 120 because they think they're going to be miserable, that's no longer going to be the case very shortly. You're still going to be technically, biologically young. So just imagine not just living longer, but maintaining your youthful health for much more time. The other compound I was looking at was this PP405, cellular reprogramming. And this is where regenerative medicine gets exciting as well. Reprogramming is the process of taking adult cells and essentially rewinding their biological clock. Turning them back into stem cells is definitely Yamanaka, or the intent of Yamanaka. Think of it as giving cells a factory reset. I've heard that you can do this with fasting, but fasting is not for everyone, and sometimes it's not medically possible for everyone. But I guess fasting is where you're like forcing yourselves to ralph out all of the garbage and also even some of its programming so that it reverts to a stem cell status. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, okay? That's just what I've been reading. If I'm wrong, correct me, please, and I will accept your correcting. So the challenge is always about doing this safely for everyone and not just a couple billionaires and celebrities. And time for my medication. So I gotta make this quick. So imagine being able to take a patient's own skin cells and reprogramming them into heart cells. So they are looking for ways to actually just reprogram all of the blueprints, the surface blueprints of a cell, so that it becomes a stem cell, like a generic scaffolding. Think drywall. But inside of this drywall are all of the other tools that it needs to become anything. Instead of it just being your skin cell, they are going to use this to revert your skin, like a little pinch, and turn that into like my heart. My heart is very weak right now, and that affects my lungs. It affects my kidneys, my pancreas, because when your heart's not good, your organs are not getting enough blood, right? So this is why it interests me. So this PP405, compounds like it, are showing great results in laboratory studies. They have successfully reprogrammed various cell types and are working toward clinical application. And so the big advantage is that since you're using the patient's own cells, there's no risk of immune rejection. The potential applications are mind-blowing: regenerating damaged organs, replacing lost neurons, creating personalized tissue for transplant. So you're essentially talking about giving the human body the ability to regenerate the same way some animals do. Some incredible medical breakthroughs to think about, give you hope. Go to sleep with a smile on your face. The future is going to be great. It's going to be bright. It is bright. So we have gene therapy that can slow neurodegenerative disease, precision cancer immunotherapy, yet another treatment, anti-aging research that targets the fundamental mechanisms of aging itself, reprogramming that can give us regenerative superpowers. And that's not hyperbole. So what strikes me the most about these developments is how they all represent fundamental shifts in how we approach disease itself. So instead of just managing symptoms, that's like the story that we've all heard. Well, we couldn't figure out, Uncle so-and-so couldn't figure out what was wrong. Like it just went on for years, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And finally they discovered what it was, and lo and behold, it's aging. It sounds so obvious, and we just kind of accept that, well, that's what we do, is we age. But aging itself is a disease. It's entropy, biological entropy. So instead of just managing the symptoms that happen as a result of that, which those happen to be diseases in themselves, so we're targeting the root cause. We're developing precision therapies tailored to individual biology. So what excites you about these breakthroughs? Which one do you think will have the biggest impact on your health and on human health in general? And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to continue discussing these type of issues, but I also do want to have these conversations, and I want you involved. I want to get you excited, because there's a lot of negativity in the world right now. And so I'm on this planet too, and I'm seeing the same things that you're seeing. And I'm experiencing the same loneliness, the same fear, and I want us all to stick together, and I want us all to make it. That's it for today. Don't forget, I am now Future Convo. That way, this is about all of us. Okay? It's about our conversation today.